and it's really coming down now. 2-0. The Cubs have the lead. Hunter Wendelstedt is going to let him play on for the time being. He just had a long chat with Roger Baird, the head groundskeeper. So hopefully just a passing shower. We are official at this point, and he's going to call for the tarp.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to last very long. I don't think we're in any danger of the game ending at this point, but we will have a delay.
This is ridiculous. This is not the first time they've done it. You're telling me they're in August right now? They can't figure out how to put a tarp on?
Well, this is something very extraordinary. They're trying to rectify their earlier mistakes here. So now they're opening up the infield once again, and the pitcher's mound is uncovered. They've uncovered part of the infield that's been covered all this time, trying to take the tarp back over the infield that they missed the first time. But it looks like they're going back to the same spots that they already were. So they've gotten the baselines actually covered, but they kind of covered them a little bit several minutes too late.
Well, the downpour, I mean, there's some serious rain in this field, and it's going to take them a long time to get this field ready to play again. And it wouldn't surprise me if they couldn't get it ready to play.
Back here at Wrigley Field, and the infield took on a lot of water. We've been delayed now for just over a half hour. It rained for maybe 15 minutes, but it was the deluge of all deluges and kind of the perfect storm, I guess pun intended, Jim Deshaies. Hunter Wendelstedt called for the tarp, but it was after it was raining really, really hard. And in the grounds crew's haste to get the tarp on the infield as quickly as possible, as they were putting the tarp on the field, it wasn't completely straight, and then all the water collected in the middle of the tarp, and they had a heck of a time getting the tarp to cover all the dirt on the infield. And we're just not sure if the field's going to be playable at some point this evening/morning.
I don't think anything has ever happened quite like this in the history of baseball. We've been in a rain delay, as you say, for a rain storm that lasted for about 20 minutes, maybe a little less than 20 minutes. And we've been in this delay for more than 3 hours and 50 minutes. And there, as you showed, a lot of action has been going on in the field, trying to get it playable, testing it, and trying again to get it playable. But for the last, hour and a half, there hasn't been any action on the field. And really, it's all supposition from our point. We've heard stories filtering through the press box that there is a discussion going on that both the Giants and the Cubs have been lobbying baseball to call this a suspended game and pick it up at the point at which it left off. There's a lot apparently going on as to why we've been sitting around for such a long time with nothing happening on the field whatsoever. We haven't had rain, as we said, in more than 3.5 hours.
You know, we haven't been told anything by any officials from either team or the umpires or MLB. We've looked at the rule book. Just through deductive reasoning, there was some sort of rule to allow the suspension of this game and the resumption of it tomorrow. I think they would have made that decision already, right? We're over 3 hours into this delay.
Yes.
So
I'm with you.
What I think is happening right now is they're waiting, and there's nothing more the grounds crew can do. Roger Baird's out there, doing his best to, rake the parts of the infield that are problematic. But I'm not sure there's anything more they can do other than hope that the infield dries enough to allow this game to resume. And if that's not the case, this is a complete game, and I think the Cubs will be granted a victory.
In the rule book, the official baseball rule book, Rule 4.12a, there are 6 ways you can have a suspended game. And at the end of the explanation for those 6 various ways, it says a game can only be considered a suspended game if stopped for any of the 6 reasons specified in Rule 4.12a. And this game does not come under any of those 6 reasons for having a suspended game.
Final now in 5 innings. The field was deemed unplayable. The Cubs have beaten the Giants 2-0.
4 hours and 34 minutes was the time we had on it. I don't know if that's an official time, but that was the time of the delay. The game went 4.5 innings, and then the delay, waiting to find out if we were ever going to restart it, lasted 4.5 hours. The tarp was never headed in the right direction. A misguided effort to cover the field with the tarp, and it never quite got covered. And after just 20-30 minutes of rain, the field was not playable, and the Cubs win the rain-shortened game 2-0.